Hello and welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video, we're going to talk about the top 125 to 150cc motorcycles a college going student or a youngster can buy as their first motorcycle. So imagine this scenario, guys. You are going to college and the old Activa or Jupiter that you have been using, which is your parents obviously, just does not cut it for you anymore. You think that it is not cool and you need to buy something that will make you stand out. You hate that old Activa or Jupiter as much as Savlon boy hates. So what is the next logical thing that you think of? You think of, yes, I want to buy a motorcycle. And you think the motorcycle will elevate your coolness from Sharman Joshi in Golmaal to Perpendicular in Gangs of Wasseypur. Yes guys, that is true, it can do that. But guys, you also need to see that the rising fuel prices with the rising bike prices, you think that if you go and ask your father for a new motorcycle, there's just one thing, Abba nahi manenge. But that's not the complete scenario, guys. There are a few motorcycles that you can actually go out and buy that will fit the budget. Also, your raging testosterone tells you that if you have a clean, swanky and a sexy looking motorcycle, Lavanya, who's your crush, is definitely gonna wanna sit behind you and you're going to pataw her and she's gonna be your girlfriend. I cannot blame you for that, guys. We all do have that phase. So guys, this video is geared exactly towards you to tell you guys the top and the good and the affordable 125 to 150cc motorcycles. I have divided this list on the basis of price, looks, mileage and LPF, which is Lavanya Pataw factor, which will give you an idea also about the pillion comfort. In this list, I have not included commuters such as Splendor, Passion, etc. because those are not really good for college-going students and youngsters. Also, guys, I haven't included any scooters on this list, so please do not expect to find that as well. This list will help you make an informed decision as to which motorcycle you should buy based on all these parameters. And without any further delay, guys, let's get right into the video. So first, let's begin from the Pulsar 125 and Pulsar 150. These motorcycles have an old, tried and tested design, but they look much better than your standard Passion or the Splendor that you see on the road. These motorcycles are not very expensive as well, with a 125 starting at around 80,000 ex showroom and the 150 starting at around a lakh ex showroom. If you try to convince your father for this, abba zarur manenge. And the average that you're getting from this motorcycle is going to be somewhere around 55 to 60 kilometers per liter, depending upon how much you ride, which means all your money is not going to go into fueling this bike up or canteen ke samosa ke liye bhi paise bachenge, which is a really good thing if you ask me. Also guys, with this you get the Bajaj build quality, which means that it is not a very expensive motorcycle to maintain. You get a slick 5-speed gearbox, which is good as well. This motorcycle is very good for city use and on the highway for that occasional need for speed that you have. Once you bunk the lecture, you can easily go 100 kilometers per hour. It's not very hard on this motorcycle. It will do that for you. Also guys, let's not forget, when it comes to LPF, which is your Lavanya Pataw factor, Lavanya is going to be very comfortable on that pillion seat because it is a very proper seat. It is not raised or anything. It is properly comfortable. So that is not an issue as well. But guys, it's going to be hard for her to look at this motorcycle because it just looks almost like any other motorcycles. So you have to bring your A game if you want to make sure Lavanya sits behind you. So guys, now it's time to actually rate this motorcycle. So for price, I would like to give it 4 on 5. For mileage, it's an easy 4.5 on 5. For looks, it's just a 3 on 5. And for LPF, which is Lavanya Pataw factor, we will give it a solid 4 on 5. From that guys, let's move to the next one, which is the Pulsar NS125. This one looks much better than your standard 125 or 150cc Pulsar. I know Bajaj hasn't changed their design from the Indus Valley civilization. It is the same design year over year for the NS, but this one still looks really attractive. Don't forget guys, with prices starting around 1 lakh ex showroom and the mileage that is the same, which is around 55 to 60 kilometers per liter, Papa ko manana aasan hai and you will have some money left over for misal pav, I guarantee you that. It again has the 5-speed gearbox and it can do a maximum of around, not maximum, but it can do around 100 kilometers per hour easily on the highway. So touring on this motorcycle is not an issue as well. Also guys, when it comes to looks, because it looks much better than the standard 125 on the 150cc Pulsar, chances are Lavanya is gonna turn around and watch you at least once because this one looks really attractive. And when it comes to comfort, Lavanya is going to be very comfortable on the pillion seat. It is a little raised, but it is a proper pillion seat and there should be no issues with it. So guys, when you have to rate the NS 125, I'll give it about 4.5 for the mileage. For price, I'll give it a 4 on 5. For looks, I will give it a 4 on 5, and for LPF, which is Lavanya Pata factor, we can easily give it a 4.5. Guys, from that, let's now move to the Yamaha, and let's begin with the FZ15. So guys, if you like the big bike feel on a budget, this motorcycle is definitely for you. If you like a motorcycle that looks bulky and it has the road presence and you like it thick, I mean obviously the motorcycles, then this one is definitely for you. In the comfort department, this motorcycle is supremely comfortable, and if comfort is what you are after, go out, buy this motorcycle. Also guys, this motorcycle has a really refined engine by Yamaha, which produces about 12 PS of power, which is more than enough for your city riding and also enough for that 100 kilometers per hour that you occasionally want to touch on the highways. Anything more than that is asking a lot from this motorcycle. But the main trump card of this motorcycle is the comfort of this motorcycle and the big bike feel. Also guys, it costs around just over a lakh ex showroom, and it will give you a mileage of 50 to 52 kilometers per liter. Both of these figures are really good, which means it is easy to actually tell your parents to get you this one. It's not a very hard buy. Also guys, let's not forget the LPF Lavanya Pata factor. Lavanya is going to be really comfortable on the back seat of the motorcycle because it is a very comfortable place to sit on. Also guys, this looks good, which means that Lavanya certainly is going to at least take a look at this motorcycle or you at least once. So guys, now let's rate this motorcycle. For price, I'll give it 4 on 5. For mileage, I'll give it 4 on 5. For looks, I'll give it another 4 on 5. And for LPF, it is a solid 4 on 5 as well. Now let's move to the cousin of this motorcycle, which is the FZX. If you ask me my opinion guys, this motorcycle is one of the worst looking, if not the worst looking motorcycle right now on the Indian roads. It looks absolutely hideous in my opinion. I would rather look at Rakhi Sawant's face for 1 hour straight than looking at this motorcycle for even 10 minutes. This motorcycle just does not cut it for me. But to be a little gentle on this motorcycle, it does look like okayish in the blue color with that brownish seat. It just looks okayish, I guess. But if you like this motorcycle, first of all, sorry. And secondly, if you like the design, I don't know why, but you want to get it, simply go ahead and get it. There's nothing wrong with this motorcycle. Everything is the same as that of the FZ15, but the price of this motorcycle is not the same. It is 1.25 lakhs ex showroom, which I feel the motorcycle does not at all deserve. The Yamaha has really gone on and screwed the neo retro design on this one, and they really need to go back to the drawing board and make something better. You pay extra on this motorcycle for that Bluetooth connectivity and functionality and whatnot, but think about it guys, are you buying a motorcycle or are you buying a smartphone? At the end of the day, the choice is yours. So for the price for this motorcycle, I'll rate it a 3 on 5. For mileage, I'll rate it 4 on 5. For looks, I'll rate it a solid 1 on 5. And for LPF, Lavanya Pata factor, it gets an amazing 0.5 on 5 because definitely she's not going to look at this motorcycle and she's not going to want to sit on the back of this motorcycle. So guys, from that, let's move to the fan favorite, the one that you all were waiting for, which is the R15 version 4. Yes guys, this motorcycle is absolutely the motorcycle for all the street squids out there, for all the aspiring street Rossies. This is the motorcycle for you to get. It is an absolute beauty of a motorcycle. When it comes to looks, it is absolutely beautiful. It looks like it is a work of art, but these looks and this work of art does not come cheap. This motorcycle begins at 1.8 lakh rupees ex showroom for the base variant, which is a lot if you ask me for a 150cc motorcycle. But guys, it's fine. घर पे खाना 2-3 दिन के लिए छोड़ना पड़ेगा to convince your parents that you want to buy this motorcycle. When it comes to the mileage department, it will give you around 40 to 42 kilometers per liter, which is not good, but it is kind of bad, which means a lot of money is going to go into actually filling that motorcycle up. This motorcycle produces around 19 PS of power from that beautiful engine that Yamaha has made, and it is more than enough for city riding, and also it is more than enough for the highway riding. You can easily go above 100 kilometers per hour, but make sure you do so with safety. But in case if you have a pillion that is sitting behind you, which is obviously going to be Lavanya, it's going to struggle to go till that 100 kilometers per hour. I can guarantee you that. Also guys, you get a really smooth, slick shifting 6-speed gearbox on this motorcycle. It also comes with some gimmicks such as traction control, but that is how it is guys, you cannot really help it. You have to buy the motorcycle with all its gimmicks that it comes with, and that is what bumps the price of this motorcycle, but it is still in my opinion really worth it. And you can go out and buy this motorcycle if really you want to go fast and you want that racy look. You can definitely buy it. And for all those street Rossies out there, buy it in the Monster Energy edition, and you can say that you're a MotoGP rider, you can say that you're a street Rossi. You can definitely say that. Also guys, now let's rate this motorcycle. Price is a solid 2 on 5. Mileage, I'll give it a 3 on 5. Looks, we can give it a solid 5 on 5. And for Lavanya Patav factor, we can give it a 3.5. 3 on 5, sorry. Lavanya is not going to be very comfortable on the back of this motorcycle, yes, but you can tell her that it looks so good and it goes so fast, so that she's going to enjoy sitting behind you. So guys, that is why I've rated it in such a manner. So guys, from that, let's move to the MT15. The MT15 is a much more comfortable version of the Yamaha R15, and this comfort is the reason why I feel many people will buy this motorcycle. This motorcycle looks again really good. It has those cyborg inspired looks, and it also has a ton of customization options available, which means that definitely many people, especially youngsters, are going to go behind this bike. Also guys, this bike starts at around 1.5 lakh rupees ex showroom, which is not cheap. तो पप्पा को थोड़ा मनाना तो जरूर पड़ेगा. And also it has around 19 bhp of power, which is around the same as the R15 V4. So when it comes to power, you are completely sorted. You don't have to worry about that. For city as well as the highway, the mileage is around 45 to 50 kilometers per liter, which is not as bad as the R15 V4, which means थोड़े पैसे बचे रहेंगे to take Lavanya out on a nice date, if possible. When it comes to comfort, the rider comfort on this motorcycle is really very good. You will be comfortable sitting in an upright position, but I cannot say that for the pillion comfort. When it comes to Lavanya, she is not going to be comfortable on that rear seat, and also let's not forget that the tail tidy on this motorcycle is stupidly long and it just comes out about this much from behind the seat, and whenever you actually get off this motorcycle, your leg, actually the pillion's leg, which is Lavanya's leg, is actually going to hit the tail tidy so many times, and it's going to be a really uncomfortable experience. So guys, let's rate this motorcycle. For price, I'll give this one 3 on 5, mileage 3.5 on 5. For looks, I'll give it 4.5 on 5, and for LPF, Lavanya Patav factor, we'll give it a solid 3.5 on 5. From that guys, let's move to the motorcycles, which I feel you should not be buying in this segment, but still, if you like these motorcycles, go ahead and buy them, but they are just not a logical buy in my honest opinion. So the first motorcycle over here is the KTM RC125. Oh my god, where do I begin with this motorcycle? If you want an RC125, stop, think, and buy the Yamaha R15 V4. Yamaha is better in every aspect when it comes to looks, when it comes to price, when it comes to mileage, when it comes to comfort, when it comes to pillion comfort, when it comes to refinement, when it comes to speed, when it comes to power, when it comes to everything. What more do you want to actually make me convince you to choose the R15 over the RC125? Also, let's not forget guys, the new RC125 has now come with those updated looks, and it looks absolutely terrible if you ask me. The motorcycle is good enough to scare small children at night so they can go to sleep very quickly. That is how ugly it looks in my opinion, but looks are actually subjective. This motorcycle begins at a whopping 1.9 lakh rupees ex showroom, which means your parents will definitely want to kick you out of the house rather than buying you this motorcycle. Mileage is about 45 kilometers per liter, which is worst in segment, and I don't know why you would buy this motorcycle. Power is a modest 15 brake horsepower, which is, I guess, decent enough for you in the city, but if you want to take it out on the highway and actually go to that 100 km per hour speed, it's going to be a tortoise, and it's going to take its own sweet time to hit 100 km per hour. It will do it, but it's going to do it very, very slowly. Also guys, this motorcycle in terms of comfort is supremely uncomfortable. The new RC125 is actually much more comfortable than the old RC125. So we can give it 1 or half an extra point over there. But there's nothing actually spectacular about that. Now let's move to the LPF. Lavanya is definitely not going to want to sit on a motorcycle that looks like that and has comfort that is very much compromising while she's sitting almost not on the first floor but on the second floor of the motorcycle. It's not a very good looking or very comfortable motorcycle for the pillion. Also guys, even if she sits behind you, you're going to be very slow and you don't even have any excuse for it, because the R15 is just better in every opinion, it's just better in every aspect. So guys, now just let's rate the RC125. For price, I'll give the motorcycle a solid 1 on 5. For mileage, it's a solid 2 on 5. For looks, I'll give it 2.5 on 5. And for Lavanya Patao factor, we'll give it a solid 3 on 5. So guys, from that let's move to the Duke 125. This motorcycle again is something that I would not recommend. I do not hate KTM, very honestly. I have a KTM myself as well, but these motorcycles are just not good enough and there are many better options available, hence I'm including them in this list. The Duke 125 is a little better buy than the RC125 because it is a little cheaper. It will come in at 1.8 lakh rupees ex showroom, and that is the only positive it has, I guess. Also guys, if you want a Duke 125 or you're considering this motorcycle, do take a thorough look at the Yamaha MT15 because it does everything better than the Duke in absolutely every aspect. Also guys, the mileage on this one is about 40 to 42 kilometers per liter, which is not good at all. You're gonna have no money left over, no pocket money or anything left over. Also, it will just give you around 14.5 PS of power, which is decent enough to just waddle around in the city, but nothing more than that. On the highway, stretch it will do 100 kilometers per hour, but it is not going to be any fun whatsoever. So in my opinion, I don't think you should buy this. The only another advantage that it has over the RC125 is the comfortable seating position that it comes with, but everything apart from that is just not good. It just looks decent. When it comes to LPF, Lavanya Patao factor, Lavanya will be pretty comfortable on the rear seat of this motorcycle. It's not very uncomfortable, much more comfortable than the RC if you say, but it's not something that is very comfortable. Also, she's going to be pretty bored guys because you're not going to go very fast. She's going to get bored in traffic, and even if it is an open stretch of a road, you're not going very fast, let's be very honest. So guys, let's rate this motorcycle. For price, I'll give it a solid 1.515. For mileage, I'll give it a 2.515. For looks, let's give it a 3.515. And for LPF or Lavanya Patao factor, we'll give it a 4.51. 4 on 5, sorry, not 4.5, a solid 4 on 5. Also guys, this brings us to the end of the list. I hope you enjoyed what you see. I tried to do it in a little bit different way. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Also guys, if you like such content and you want to see more content of this, please make sure you hit the like button if you like the video, dislike button twice if you dislike the video. Also guys, also subscribe to my channel, because not just this, I also bring motorsport content, MotoGP content on a regular basis. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.